army man, and I still regret that I couldn't join the army. That's the only regret I have in my life. I've got no other regrets. I don't look back at things. The only regret, I wish I was into the army, because if given an option today sitting here, if someone tells me that I have to give up on everything what I've achieved in my life to go into the army, I would happily do that. And that's the kind of person I am.
Ab jaake sahi bhuti hai. For me, he's always a soldier on the cricket field. Agree, disagree? He was Bharat's soldier on the cricket field. So what you didn't do for the armed forces, you've done it with that cricket bat in your hand. That's what you've done. You've hammered the dushman out of the park. That's what you've done.
Really sweet.
Thank you. Now, another achievement. First ICC tournament as India coach. And what happens? What happened? Champions Trophy. Arey, we won. To bolo, we won. Now, how did that happen?
Look,
how was that feeling?
Look, first of all, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make it very clear to this audience as well. It wasn't me, it wasn't the captain, it wasn't the players, it was everyone sitting in that dressing room which contributed in their best way possible to help India win the Champions Trophy. We got to try and change that narrative. Yes, I was the coach, I was given the responsibility to marshal the resources alongside the captain, but it wasn't alone me. It was the entire support staff plus the players who were able to contribute. And for me, I think, yes, every time you go into an ICC tournament, you want to try and win an ICC tournament, not because people judge you by the amount of ICC trophies you won, but it's just that you want to be part of the winning ICC trophy squad. And that's one of the reasons why I felt that, yes, it was very satisfying, but still, ye dil mange more.
Yeah, there's only one winner, right? And if you're on the winning side and you're the coach, that must have felt good, all right? Something ticked on the box.
Yeah, satisfying, because it's just been 8 months, and this is actually my first job as a head coach. I've been part of the IPL teams as a mentor, so it was a huge responsibility, but more importantly, it was a great honor to be coaching the Indian cricket team, which is probably the most popular cricket team on the planet. And then to be the head coach of such a proud nation is always a massive achievement, it's a great honor. So obviously, within 8 months, if you can end up winning Champions Trophy as a head coach, what better feeling than that?
Absolutely. But is it easy or difficult? You know, there are 32 to 40 cameras and at least 2 of them are always tracking you when you're sitting there. So is it easy or difficult to control your emotions there? Because everybody's looking, abhi coach kya dekh raha hai, kya soch raha hai? And in that game, in the final, kabhi lag raha phas raha hai. Kabhi lag raha, arey, why did he do this? Why did he play that shot? Is it difficult to hold yourself back and say, I'm not going to react?
But why do I need to hold my emotions on? I'm a human being. I'm bound to show my emotions. What's wrong in showing my emotions? There are not robots who are playing the game. Players should be allowed to show their emotions. The support staff should be allowed to show their emotions as well. I know a lot of people in today's day and age with social media being so active, they try and think everything why this reaction was made. But you got to realize from my point of view as well, where I'm sitting, there will be so many things that must be going through my mind. Sometimes that's why I say that it's okay to show emotions. Because if you're showing emotions, it means that you care about it. You want to win. And that's why whatever emotions I've shown in the past, be it as a player, be it as a captain, be it as a coach, I think all in fairness to try and win a game of cricket and try and come back in a happy dressing room and a winning dressing room. So I've never told any of the players or any time I've been part of any team to control their emotions. Unless it's affecting your game, you're allowed to show your emotions.
So is there a difference between somebody showing emotion for the cameras and somebody showing it because they're feeling it? And can you catch that? Can you spot that?
Honestly, I don't know when people show it for the camera, and because I've never done that, I don't see sport like that. I see a sport like how it should be seen. It is very black and white. It's a great profession to be part of. Your personality, your trait, you as an individual, anyone can judge you how you react on the cricket field. And for me, I think every time I've seen someone showing their emotions, and I tell myself that hopefully he's doing it for the team, and that's how I see the sport. If someone is doing it for the cameras, good luck to him.
We'll come back to this in a bit. I just want to go back to the ICC Champions Trophy. That victory was important, but before the ICC Champions Trophy, it was the Tour Down Under. The Border Gavaskar Trophy, the Test Series happened. Things didn't go according to plan. And there was a lot of talk which happened on the sidelines. So what changed between Australia and then the ICC Champions Trophy in those 2.5 weeks?
See, I'll tell you, first of all, those were two different formats. And you should never be comparing two different formats. And I have no shame in accepting here that we did not play well in Australia. As simple as it can get. Sometimes it's very difficult for anyone to accept this fact that we didn't play to our potential. I can sit here and talk about 10,000 different things. Oh, this happened, that happened. Oh, we were one session or one fast bowler away from winning the test series in Australia. Had we played that one session in Melbourne in the 4th test match, that also the last session, and had we had another Jasprit Bumrah getting injured in Sydney, we could have won that series. But no, the bottom line is that we lost that series 3-1. And we did not play to our potential. But these things can happen in sport. It's not a corporate business where you put in money and you say that, okay, what is the return on investment? For us, we can put so much of effort on the cricket field and eventually can end up getting no returns. But this is what sport is all about. And I am someone who will always accept this fact that when we are not playing well, people are bound and people have all the right to criticize me, the players, and the team as well, because that's my job, that's my profession. But it has to be a constructive criticism. And when you spoke about that, what changed? First of all, the format changed. And second, obviously, when we went to Dubai and when we were playing Champions Trophy, we always knew that I think we're a very, very good white ball cricket team. We had a fabulous 50-over World Cup. We won the T20 World Cup. And then it was only about playing to our potential. And we made a little bit of changes here and there where we played 6 bowlers and stuff. We ended up getting the results. But again, when we go to England after this, we should not compare the Champions Trophy to the England Test Series because that's going to be a completely different challenge. And Indian cricket at the moment is going through a transition in red ball cricket. So we got to be patient with these young boys. And these two tours, be it Australia now and England, are going to be one of the toughest tours for anyone as a cricketer. So for me, I think what changed was the format, and more importantly, I think we got to be patient with the red ball team.
But doesn't it come to you that the moment you lose a test series, वो सब राशन पानी लेके चढ़ जाते हैं ना? So then there are talks about things are not happening, things are not right within the dressing room. There are many camps. There is a Gambhir camp or a GG camp. There is a Rohit camp. There is a Virat camp. There is a Hardik camp. All of this starts doing the rounds.
I know where you're coming from. And, you know, I had to face a lot of all this after coming back from Australia. And see again, और मैंने पहले भी ये बात बोली है, इनफैक्ट कि मैं किसी कैंप के लिए या मैं किसी कमेंटेटर के लिए या किसी एक्सपर्ट के लिए या किसी यूट्यूबर के लिए इंडिया का हेड कोच नहीं बना. मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी किसी कमेंटेटर, किसी ब्रॉडकास्टर, किसी यूट्यूबर या किसी एक्सपर्ट या जो एसी कमरों में बैठे हुए लोग हैं उनकी तरफ नहीं है. माई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड माई अकाउंटेबिलिटी इज टूवर्ड्स दैट 10-year-old boy who comes to watch a game of cricket at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and pray for Indian team to do well. I am only and only answerable and accountable to him. कि अगर हम उसको मैच के बाद खुशी-खुशी घर वापस भेज सकते हैं, I am doing my job, I have done my job. Not to any YouTuber or a broadcaster or an expert. They have all the right to say whatever they want to till the time I am honest to my job. My team, my players are honest to their job. If there are honest people sitting in that dressing room, I can assure you, Indian team will always be in safe hands.
Are there honest people sitting in that dressing room?
There are absolutely honest people sitting in that dressing room, and more important, they are very, very proud of representing 140 crore Indians. We know we as people sitting in that dressing room know what it takes to represent 140 crore Indians, and we try and make 140 crore Indians proud every time we walk onto the cricket field. Sometimes we don't get the results, but I can assure you sitting here with all my senses that every time we walk on the cricket field, we want to try and make the tricolour fly high.
But Gigi, some personality clashes would have happened. Don't they happen? And is it different from when you were a player, where you can have an aji-baji with another player and perhaps show of emotions? And is it different when you are the coach?
See, I'll tell you, there has never been, since I've taken over, it's been 8 months, there has not been any personality clashes. Yes, there has been differences of opinion, and it happens in every profession. It happens in your profession, it happens in mine. When there's a leadership group sitting in that room discussing about the strategy and stuff or a team combination, there will always be differences of opinion. But ultimately, I've always believed in one thing: it's the captain's team. The coach is there always to give his inputs and try and put the best team forward. But ultimately, it's the guy who runs the team on the cricket field should be comfortable with it. And that's why I felt, because that is the kind of support I got when I was leading Delhi or a KKR or whatever briefly when I led India. So it's exactly the same from my side as well. Whoever is captaining the side should be given absolute support from all of us, and he should be comfortable leading team on the cricket field. But there has never been any personality clashes, because for me, I think I have to understand one thing, that I'm a coach now, not the player or the captain. The coach is there to support the players and the leadership group.
So that barometer does not change. So that when you were captain, you wanted to call the shots. So you're not inclined or tempted to say, now I am coach, so let me continue calling the shots. Or let me get a captain who will listen to me.
Look, it's not me or it's not the captain calling the shots. It's all of us in that room trying to walk the same path and try to win a game of cricket. When we have conversations like that, there will always be differences of opinion. There will always be emotion. There will always be hard talks. There will always be honest talks. What's wrong in doing that? And if we are not playing well, it is very important to have honest talks with the players, and sometimes players can also have honest talks with the support staff as well. If they're not happy with the way we are doing our job, they have all the right to do it, and that's the kind of environment we want to create, where people are open and saying whatever they want to. We don't want to have an environment where they are suffocated and they're thinking 20 times before saying anything. I don't like that. We want to create that environment, and luckily we've been able to create that environment.
So then who does who swallows the ego part, and who makes the first attempt to resolve differences? Let's say, I'm just saying, you and another player have a difference of opinion. So there is a heated exchange of opinions. Now, who prevails? How do you sort this out? How easy or difficult?
It's my job, as simple as it can get. It's my job to solve things out, because ultimately the player is always under more pressure than the coach, because they have to perform on the cricket field as well. So it is my job to get everything sorted. Even if there's a difference of opinion, it's my job to make sure that the player is absolutely comfortable in trying to walk on the cricket field and try and get the results, and more importantly perform, because you got to realize one thing. As a player, they're always walking on the edge. Imagine a batter, his entire career is dependent on one particular delivery. So why would anyone think that a coach or a support staff is under far more pressure than the player? It is always the player who is under far more pressure than any support staff. And that's the reason why I say that if ever something like that happens, it's my job to rectify all those things. And there are no such egos, to be honest, because I do not work with these words called egos.
You don't work. So all is well between the Delhi boys? It's all sorted?
With
Virat
everyone.
and Gambhir, that entire thing is
Yeah,
always...
I love that, when it's all for the TRP, it's all for the views, it's all for the promotions. I think ultimately the most, and I've said it again, I can say it again here as well. When you're playing for two different teams, everyone has the right to fight for their own team. Everyone has the right to fight for their own team, for their own jersey, and have the right to come back in a winning dressing room. So for me, I think it remains very simple. When you're playing for the same team, you try and get the results. If you're playing against each other, you have all the right to fight.
But is it so easy to switch on, switch off, that you cross the boundary line and all is forgotten? कुछ तो खो जाता है ना, पर्सनल नहीं होता है वो, थोड़ा सा एक हिल गया, सेटिंग हिल गया, तो उसको रीसेट कैसे करो? बाउंड्री लाइन क्रॉस करते चल यार चाय पीते हैं यार, यू नो, लेट्स गो हैव अ बियर टुगेदर. दैट्स नॉट सो इजी. इज इट सो इजी?
मतलब इतनी बार ये सवाल पूछ लिया कि फिर से वापस लड़वाने की कोशिश हो जा रही है. Everything is fine between me, Virat. In fact, everything is fine between me and everyone in that.
No, I'm not talking only with Virat. I'm saying with any of the players and any time. I'm just saying generally that आपका हो जाता है, पंगा हो गया, and then you've had a heated exchange. Is it so easy to look the other person in the face and have चल breakfast खाते हैं या पराठा खाते हैं साथ में? Is that?
Oh yes, absolutely. And I won't want to mention the name. I've had some really heated exchanges on the cricket field during a game of cricket, and we've had dinner together.
कुछ को तो आपने elbow में मारा.
And we've had dinner after that. Both of us have had dinner after that once the game is over, because we know that whatever has happened on the cricket field remains on the cricket field. Once you cross that line, you cross that line. Once the game is over, everything comes back to how it was.
I'm asking because it's not easy to switch off. At least sometimes some residue remains. Does it all remain with you guys? You can switch off easily? No. So how do you do it? I'm just asking a mechanism. I'm not trying to push for anything else. I'm just saying, is it so easy, or you have to train yourself, coach yourself to say, listen, What's on the field stays on the field and let's forget about it. It's not personal.
See, it also depends whether there is something personal between two people. For me, if there is nothing personal between two people, someone else is trying to win a game of cricket for his team, I'm trying to win a game of cricket for my team, then it remains on the cricket field. But once it gets personal, obviously it gets difficult. But until it's not personal, till you're only doing it for the jersey you're wearing, it's absolutely fine.
Now, because now when Op Sindoor was going on and Bharat was bringing somebody to their knees in 90 hours, there were two double strikes that happened within the team also. Two big stalwarts of the game, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, called time on their test career or their international test career. Were you aware this was going on and how do you see this? Because that sets you back as a coach in terms of preparations for England.
See, I'll tell you one thing. I think when you start the game and when you want to finish it, it's a very individual decision. No one has the right, be it the coach, the selector, be it anyone in this country, has any right to tell someone when to retire and when not to retire. So it comes from within, and yes, we've got to be without two senior players, two really experienced players, and sometimes I believe that it's the opportunity for some other people to put their hand up and say, okay, I'm ready for it. So yes, it will be tough, but then there'll be people putting their hand up for sure, because this question was asked to me before Champions Trophy as well when Jasprit Bumrah wasn't there, and I said exactly the same thing. Someone missing out might give another person an opportunity to do something special for the country. Hopefully there'll be other guys waiting for that opportunity.
How was it for you? Was it those 3 consecutive ducks that switched it off for you, that you said, it's time for me to call time on my career? Or did you feel there is enough cricket? Were they, you know, it's a difficult phase, isn't it, for a player to feel that I've got some more fuel in the tank, I can go a few more miles, but somewhere there is a clash between the head and heart.
Look, you mentioned about 3 ducks. Yes, I got 3 ducks in 2014, and we ended up winning IPL. And I got 4 half centuries in a row after that as well. So that's the kind of profession we come from. That every time, every day, you got a success or a failure. It's not like our graph goes like this, it goes like this. And that's why it's always exciting to be living on the edge, that living with uncertainty. So as I mentioned, that retirement, when it's time for you to go, is something which is not only about scoring runs, it's not only about how you're batting, it's not only about where your future lies, it's also about how much fire is there inside you, whether you've got the motivation tomorrow to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and try and be the best you can. There are so many different things that goes inside a human mind and in a sportsman's life, which probably makes him take that decision. And that's the reason why I say that retirement is a very, very individual decision.
When was that moment for you? Was it on the field or off it, when perhaps something said in your head, it's over? Or, I don't think I need to play this format anymore?
Look, in 2018, when I retired from all the formats, and I remember I just woke up one day and I said that I do not have the motivation anymore to wake up at 7 o'clock and try and be the best player I could be. And there is nothing to look forward to. Yes, there will always be things like, okay, can I win another trophy in the IPL? I wasn't playing international cricket. Can I be part of the winning IPL team? But I had already been part of those IPL winning teams twice, so I thought that there was not enough motivation. I said that if I can't be the best I can be, if I do not have the motivation to train the way I want to train, it's time for me to go. And once you finish, there should not be any regrets. And that's why I keep telling people that once you finish, never look back, thinking that wish I could play another 1 year, wish I could play another